Put on hold your resolve to honor your promise to God to build a national cathedral because of the current economic hardship in the country. Words of the president of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, Domahene Osajifo Osiadeyo Ajmanbedu II, who has become the latest to join in a litany of calls for the project to be put on hold, considering the times in which the country is in. We'll hear from him shortly, but first, the Trade and Industry as well as Tourism Committee of Parliament has voted against the 80 million cedis earmarked for the construction of the National Cathedral in the 2023 budget appropriation. The construction of this edifice has generated controversy since it was launched, with Parliament calling for transparency and accountability. Government expenditure on the project recently formed basis for essential motion by the minority against the Finance Minister. However, calls for the suspension of the project intensified when the minority disclosed that about 80 million has been devoted to it in the 2023 appropriation. Now it emerged the allocation has been voted against. Yusuf Suleimana is a member of the committee and MP for Bole Bamboy.
On the Trade, Industry and Tourism Committee, the issue of 80 million Ghana cedi budgeted for a cathedral has come to our attention, and we have met several times. Today was the last meeting that we held on the issue of the cathedral, and I can tell you on authority that at the end of the day we had to vote, and after the vote the minority carried the day. We have voted against it, and we're saying that this is not a time for us to be spending that huge sums of money in building a cathedral. Apart from that, we were told at the committee that they had already spent 339 million Ghana cedi. And when we asked them to give us evidence of how the money was spent, it was a challenge. Again, we were told that they have moved the cathedral from wherever it was to the Ministry of Tourism. And the question I put to them was that organization that is handling this cathedral, the Secretariat, is it under Ministry of Tourism? If it's not under Ministry of Tourism, then it means that you only want to use the ministry as a conduit to pass through, send the money to wherever you want to send it. And we, the minority, will not accept it.
Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante joins me via Zoom with some more details on this. Kweku, what are the details of the proceedings at the committee level that led to the vote against the 80 million Ghana cedis budgeted?
So, Ernest, ultimately, it came up to the vote 10 against 11. The minority getting 11 votes at the committee level, the majority side getting 10. Ordinarily, you would not expect the minority to win any vote in committee, because majority MPs usually have more MPs on the committee than the minority. Indeed, this was a Trade, Industry, Tourism Committee with the added members from the Sports Committee. Totally, the minority were up against a Herculean task. But fortunately for them, some NPP MPs did not show up today at the committee sitting. Right. And so they had their way. They were able to get 11 votes, and the majority side got 10. What this will mean is that the committee report that will come to the floor will recommend by majority decision to reject the 80 million cedis allocation. A voice vote will be taken. It's an easier route for the minority to take than to have lost the vote in committee and come in expecting to invoke division, expecting to invoke headcount. And so, for now, that is some big hurdle in the way of government's ability to be able to mobilize these 80 million cedis to spend on the National Cathedral. If anything is who has planned, as the minority are having it now, tomorrow, when that debate is taken on the floor, the motion will lose.
Kweku, thank you very much. And of course, you'll be there to bring us up to speed on everything that transpires in Parliament. That's our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent. And speaking at the general meeting of the House of Chiefs, the Domahene Osajifo Osiadeyo Ajmanbedu II also sent this message to President Akufo-Addo through the regional minister, Justina Osubanahene.
Adeɛ baako paa na ma Ghana fo ka kyerɛm mpɛsɛ nde fa so na o ka kyerɛ ma mpanyini Ghana fo ba oyɛ paa sɛ
You swore to God to build a national cathedral in his honor if you won the elections. That's a very good thing to do. However, given the economic difficulties Ghanaians are facing around this time, the people have asked me to tell you to put the project on hold. It's your initiative. No one can take that away from you. But don't use the national coffers to build the cathedral. Tell him to focus on economic recovery so that in good time, even if he's not able to complete it, any of his brothers could do so. That is what Ghanaians want me to tell you.